All righty, welcome back to the Red Corner, your year-long, every week, we never miss a week, independent Phillies podcast. For Bones and Slim, I am Devo. Welcome back, Red Riders. Welcome, everyone. What should have been a pretty positive weekend, right, since we handled business with the Marlins, ended on a really sour note. Bones, I know you saw that. That Trea Turner hamstring injury hits us again. What's your kind of immediate reaction to this? This is brutal stuff.
So going in today, my thought was Trea Turner was benched yesterday. Like they sat him down for God knows whatever reason, whatever Rob
Planned
Thompson
rest.
said. Yeah, planned rest. I mean, he's your hottest hitter, right? I don't think you'd do that. And then today comes in, gets a double, I believe.
I think that's right.
Gets a double and then gets hurt eventually later on. Has nothing to do with it, but why bench him? And now this is something that happened last year with Trea Turner. He got hurt, and he was out like 6 weeks. And we're looking at, what are we in, the first week of September now?
Correct.
6 weeks is going into playoff time. This is bad news. So now we're looking at Sosa as the shortstop every day, and our best hitter is out. He's the leading hitter in the National League, most hits, highest average. Where do we go from here? That's my first thought.
Right. Dark day.
Well, I think it feels great to be back. I still love this team. Bones, I'm going to take it from the positive first, right? Like you said, he was leading the league in hits, leading the NL in batting average all year long. We were watching the 300 mark for Turner, right? And I think by the end of today, he's probably around 305 or 306. So he's having a great year. What really stinks is his defense has been awesome this year. This has been the best defensive team the Phillies have had at all positions in the last 3 or 4 years, and it's not even close. With that being said, Bones, you're out of your mind if you think that benching yesterday had anything to do with him getting hurt today. It doesn't make
I
any
didn't say it
sense.
had anything to do with it.
And why did he get benched? Let me tell you why he didn't get benched. Why did he sit yesterday? Because you're right. He's been playing all year. We're now playing the Marlins. You had to lay like $2.60 to even bet the Phillies, right? So this whole series was a wash for the most part. So they gave him a quick little break, especially down in Miami. I'm hoping, due to the way Turner pulled up on it, maybe it's not as bad. Maybe it's not 6 weeks, okay? Hopefully keep it loose, whatever, like you said, there may be something to keeping it loose. Maybe he didn't have the same day routine, but he looked fine earlier on in the game. Secondly, I'm not sold that Sosa should be the shortstop. I like the idea of Stock going back there. When he went back there when it was DD, it honestly turned the whole season around. We went to the World Series. Stock's a better defensive player than Sosa, and we've seen Sosa play plus defense at second base. It's one of the things of a lot of Red Riders been in my DMs about, he's better on defense. He's better at defense. Cool. Let's put Stott at shortstop. Let's put Sosa at second base. I got two things now. Let's bring up Otto Kemp. He's my guy.
Okay.
That's what I think I would do. And second, how do we replace the leadoff position? And how do we replace the hits? Otto Kemp gets hits.
So you'd put Otto Kemp at second base?
At times, I would be because if not, you have no depth in the infield. So he's the only other infielder you can bring up, and he's a great option to bring up out of the minor leagues. But yeah, he would have. I know you don't want it. I know it's been the weakness all year, and you would reserve it.
Right.
Keep him like how Greg Dobbs was a third baseman. I think maybe he gets a couple reps a second. I know it's not great, but I think he's the guy you bring up, especially if we find out it's only going to be maybe 2-3 weeks. You can definitely steal some games with him.
So my thing is, like I said, the injury has nothing to do with being him benched yesterday. But benching him, he's your hottest hitter. Why are you benching him when you have Kyle Schwarber? Since his 4-homer game, he's 5 for 33 with 4 runs and 1 RBI. Why not? If you want to give him a day off his feet, move him to DH. Put Schwarber on the bench for a day. If you don't want Turner on his feet. So why is that? And then Otto Kemp, I mean, that guy eventually he's batting 200 when he was up here. Not ready for baseball right now up here, especially this time of the year. I mean, he leads minor leagues in hit by pitches, but that's not going to help us out this year.
Otto Kemp now, in his last 60 at-bats, he's batting .300. He has 18 hits, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 11 walks, right? That's fine, right? We've seen him come up here. He can hit at a major league level. He can.
But I'm saying when he was up here, he was only batting 200 eventually. That's why he got sent back. He was the odd man out, got sent back down. That's why That's why we're stuck with Weston Wilson.
Okay, so now who are we bringing up? Who's playing the infield? Because it's not going to be Aiden Miller. There's no one else there, Bones.
Well,
so I'm not going to sit here and hate on guys when Otto Kemp is capable, and this has been the year of going down and coming back up and getting your thing done.
So that's why it's bad news.
I think bad news. Yeah, this is so. First of all, let's take a step back. So Bones, you clarified you don't think the day off is anything connected to that because Slim, I was going to jump on that as well. But let's take a step back. If Trea Turner is out for call it 6 to whatever weeks, this is worst case scenario, right? This is the guy that out of anyone on the team, this is the number one guy you didn't want to lose, right? He's your starting shortstop. He's your leadoff hitter. He's having his best year as a Philly so far. This is worst case scenario. Let's just put that on the table. Trey said that he felt that pull. He said, hopefully I don't miss too many games. When you hear that, you kind of cringe because it already tells you that he's mentally prepared to miss games, which sucks. Also, Rob Thompson had commented that this is concerning, right? But we'll know more tomorrow. He's going to get an MRI. So let's just put that out there. This absolutely sucks, brutal news. Slim, you're a Sosa guy. So I like Sosa. I'm not going to poo-poo your Otto Kemp, but I think you're overthinking it a little bit, right? Don't you think the kind of changing too much at once, just plug Sosa in at short and see how it goes for a little bit before we do anything crazy?
Yeah, you can do that now. You still have to bring up another infielder or someone who's capable of playing the infield, right? Like, what's the position there? Because if not, Stott and Sosa are playing every single day with Boom.
And Miller stinks at defense, too. There's getting some online
right.
You see these highlights of him making a big play. He's got like 20, 25 errors this year.
So if somebody gets
a defense,
but let's say someone pulls a hammy, who are we plugging in? I'm just saying that would be Kemp's role. I'm fine with starting with Sosa there, but your team's going. You got to put your best defender at shortstop, and Sosa's been plus. I know at second. I'll dive into the numbers if it's closer than I think, maybe. But I've seen us build around Stott at shortstop, and it worked. So I don't know if Sosa's ready for that.
No, and Stott's not the everyday shortstop. I mean, he's platooning now. He's playing the best that he's had at platooning at second base. He can't play every day at shortstop because he showed that he can't play every day at second base because his numbers weren't there at the platoon position. Right. His numbers are there, just like it's going on in the outfield.
Yeah, defensively though. All right, it
doesn't matter defensively. You still got to play.
Oh, offense. It does.
It's another. It's another thing.
Yeah, you're mine. You're completely wrong. Completely wrong. Wrong.
So I'm putting a gun.
He would be an A at shortstop, which is solving half the problem off the bat. Because, like you said, we've seen people go hot and cold, and we've even seen Stott lead off and us be productive, brother. Don't be a coward.
He's batting like 090 as a everyday position player.
Yeah, I hear you. That's why we got to make it up in other ways. All right. I'm open to the discussion of what the lineup now looks like because you're right. We got to make up Turner's offensive production. He's great. 60 extra. He's on pace to get 60 extra base hits, 107 runs. We do got to make that up, but defensively, we can make it up like that.
Okay, so 2 gun to the head questions, Spitfire style here. I'll start with you for both of them, Bones. Number 1, the next 5 games. Let's assume Turner's out. Let's just start there. Who are you putting at shortstop?
Edmundo Sosa.
Okay, Slim.
If we know Turner's out,
yes,
for 6 weeks.
I didn't say 6 weeks. I just said 5 games. Just throwing a number out there.
I go Stott. If he's going to be out I go Stott.
Okay, so you're going Stott at short, Edmundo at second.
Yep.
Okay, second question here. Who you leading off? Same scenario, Bones, right now.
Kyle Schwarber.
Okay.
We seen that we won with him leading off. We got to go back to it. We can't. This is not the time to tinkle with lineups right now, and we've seen that we won with him before. We got to go back there.
Okay, I'm with you on that one. Slim?
Ooh. 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 Give me Bryson Stott. Give me Bryson Stott.
Damn.
Because one reason only. Kyle Schwarber leads the league. First off, he's chasing 50. He's going to get over 50 home runs.
Yep.
And he's leads the league in RBIs. He used to have monster years where he was 90 RBIs or barely touching 100 a couple of those years because he was leading off. Those 2-run home runs are twice as valuable as a solo home run. So I got to put Stott there. And I believe in protection, so you got to keep Harper behind Schwarber.
So, okay, so that we got chat. We see you, JR. We see you, brother. And guys, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Welcome. JR is saying hit Bryce leading off. I think that would be interesting. I think we got to do a statement. We got to do a statement. And I think this comes at a somewhat interesting position, right? Because now Kyle is a little bit, I'm going to use the word cold, right? Because in the past 7 games, he hasn't a homer. So is it not a bad situation to kind of give him a little bit of change, step up for the team, and put him in leadoff? So I don't know. I'm okay with Schwarber or I almost said Ohtani because of the chat, because Harper, one or the other.
Yeah, but we can put Schwarber leading off, Harper second. It's happened before. I mean, these guys are familiar with that position in the lineup, and this will still give Schwarber the protection in front at leadoff. So Stott is a platoon player at this point in his career with the Phillies. I mean, he's batting like 294 since this platoon stuff started, and like whatever, so many at bats, and this is the best thing going for him. So,
amen. All right, so we got to move on here, but real quick before we move on to Feel the Love. So JR in the chat saying, if this is only 1 to 2 weeks, we can deal with, to your point, Slim, we can deal with Stott sliding over to short and having Sosa at second. If it's only 1 to 2 weeks, why is it crazy to bring up Aiden and let him see what it's like up here? Yeah, but where are we going to put Aiden? In that scenario, I think you put Aiden at second and put Bryson at short. In no scenario do I think you put Aiden at short right away. I just think that's too much. I don't think that's good for the Phillies. He hasn't consistently fielded well from what I've seen down in the minors. Why are we going to put him in the big leagues at short right away? But let us transition here to Feel the Love. Guys, you know who our official brewing partner. It is Love City, and we were just there for a watch party, and we had a great time. And we will be on September 11th, 9/11, as our next tailgate, and we'll be drinking nothing but Love City lagers. So, guys, let's start with you, Slim. Who are you feeling the love for this week?
It has to be my man, Nick Castellanos. And the reason I'm saying this is because, and let me pull these up. I wrote these down. First off, just his attitude. You have to end the whole he's not a team player thing. And I was honestly cracking up when I read these. Okay. So first off, he got a triple today. Shout out for Nicky C coming off from being benched, per se, hitting the triple. But even better are the comments that came out in the story today. First off, he talks on all 3 of his platoon teammates, okay? First, he says about Brandon Marsh. I care a lot about Brandon Marsh and his success, not just as a baseball player, but as a human, okay? I love hearing that. Second, now he's talking about Harrison Bader. Harrison seems like a great kid. New York, obviously. I want him to be successful for the baseball club. And now here's the best one. I think this is his boy right here. Did you guys see this one? This is fantastic. About the great Max Kepler. He says, Kepler's a great guy. His parents are from Germany. Did you know that? They're ballet dancers. the way he's kind of, I don't know, he looks at things different. So you can tell right there, Nick Castellanos is a great teammate. He's getting along with all these dudes, and he's really settling into his positioning as the new flexible Matt Stairs. So I'm happy to see that Nick Castellanos isn't playing defense anymore. He has an historic negative 91 runs saved as a right fielder, which is the worst all time. You can look it up. I think the season he had this year is negative 11 or negative 12, which is the worst in the league this season. So kudos for Topper putting him on the bench. Kudos for Nicky Castellanos leaning into being a good teammate in the best way possible that he knows how. And I'm looking forward to him, like I said, having some clutch at-bats later in the year. And last point, we saw him today, and we're going to see him at least, I would say, twice in the Mets series. If we see him less than twice in the Mets series, that says a lot.
Yeah, so the whole analytic defensive stats on Nicky C. Bones, I already know how you feel about this. And I don't know, Slim, you and I are probably in the same category as far as how we view analytics. But as far as the internet goes, nothing annoys me more how much people lean into those stats on Castellanos. Like, I know he's not good at defense. I know it with my eyes, but I also watch a sickening amount of Phillies baseball, as do you guys, and he's not losing you as many games as these stats imply. He's not.
I think there's two things going on. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please hit me.
Was it last year or 2 years ago? We got a lot. He's having a great defensive season, right? You got a lot of that. Secondly, the way I view it is I'm fine with him, and then maybe I'm wrong. I'm fine. I think he's better at home. I feel like his defense he's more familiar with Citizens Bank Park. I feel like it's a little bit shorter of a field and that he really gets exposed on the road. I haven't seen anything in Topper's decisions that support my theory on that. But that's how I feel about that.
I think what it comes down to is he's not making the athletic diving catches that some right fielders can make. So when you forecast that out to 162 games, there's some formula that doesn't like the way that he doesn't do that. That's what this comes down to. And we'll move on from that because I can argue that. Because baseball people, you could just tell that you're showing your ass, if you ask me, if you're constantly citing that and you're not watching the games. But, Bones, who you feeling the love for this week, brother?
So before I get into my feel of love, whatever, I'm going to quote my cousin Vinny. Whatever he just said about Nick Castellanos, he's full of shit because he doesn't believe any of that stuff that Nick Castellanos said about the other guys. This guy is full of himself. He's on his way out of Philadelphia, and we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's a good teammate. And to your point, he's not that bad in right field because we've seen him make plays against the Braves in the playoffs in 2022.
Yeah.
In 2023, he's making these slide-in plays. He's making the plays he's supposed to make. A couple weeks ago, we threw the guy out at home plate. Didn't hear about that. Like, ever got
Right.
all this stuff. But that's my thing with that. He's full of... my guy's Max Kepler.
Oh.
The guy that took his spot. And we heard about Max Kepler this year. He wasn't happy with his platoon role, but he seems to accept it. I don't think Castellanos has accepted that platoon role this week and prior weeks before, but this week alone, Kepler's 4 for 17, 4 runs, a homer, and 3 RBI.
Right.
He's seems to get in that role. I think left field and center field are set. We got Marsh and Bader in center field, and then it's Kepler and Castellanos and right. And yeah, we probably will see Castellanos this week because we got a couple left-handers going for the Mets. But other than that, I think eventually we should start seeing just one of these guys playing. And over these course of the next 2 weeks, eventually we'll play out whether it's Kepler or Castellanos.
Amen to that. And chat, you've been very, very active. So do me a favor, chat. This is what I want you to do. We have a red corner hat giveaway today, and this is a special one. So do me a favor. There's 2 things we'll give awards for, and Slim and Bones will make the decision. Number 1, I want you to let me know in the chat who you would have as your 4th starter if the Phillies needed one in the playoffs right now. So who would your fourth starter be, chat? Let me know that. Number 2, any other type of question you have for us, if you want to throw out there, we'll consider that. So we have a little bit of inside baseball here from JR in the chat. So JR says, Nicky C, Kyle, meaning Schwarber, Trey, and Bryce would come into Del Frisco's all the time. JR, I believe, was a bartender at Del Frisco's in Philly. The dudes love each other. If Nicky C wasn't a good teammate, one of us Philly bartenders would have at least had a story about it. Yeah, I don't. So this is my thing about Nicky C. I think I wouldn't call him a bad teammate. I just think he's very much, he views himself in a way right now that the stats aren't showing, and he puts himself instead of the team in the public eye sometimes.
Yeah. No, JR is right. And I said myself tongue in cheek, and I have my chicken scratch notes here. But the one note that I didn't say in that is Nicky C said this. He opened the quote up with, yeah, it's hard for him to adjust, and he feels basically he's hurt by not playing every day, and we know that. But then he ends it like he literally tried to give these dudes compliments, including Kepler, who he probably doesn't, whatever, they're competing, right? In right field, basically. And he ends it with this. He said, Philly, talking about us, Philly rather see a World Series than any individual accolades. So he's chewing on that, and he's ready, and he's going to bounce back.
Absolutely. All right,
said
so
Philly wants to see that. He doesn't want to see that.
Nah, come on.
That's not what that,
because of the comments that Kepler made. I feel like Kepler doesn't think that everybody's bought in, and that person that's not bought in is Nick Castellanos.
Oh, interesting.
They're going back and forth. And what was Kepler's comment exactly? I thought he was saying like, hey, he was putting his ego to the side too, so he shouldn't be paying attention to that. Because his issue, like Topper said earlier in the year, is if you're in the lineup, you got to produce. If you're out of the lineup, be ready to produce. And that's what they all are getting used to. And they were all little babies about it, but now they see the bigger goal. We got 12 games left. There's no more time.
100%. And John G, I see you in the chat. So let me get to my field of love. And we've talked about this guy a lot tonight here. Trea Turner. I think every Phillies fan, everyone in Philadelphia thought at the same time, no, not again, right? Not the hamstring again. Take my hamstring, not Trea's. But I'm feeling the love. I'm sending the positive energy for probably our overall team MVP this year in a lot of ways, if you factor in the defense, to Trea Turner. So I'm feeling that love. I'm going to send that positive energy to his hamstring. Let's hope we get a quick a quick recovery, or a quick injury, I guess you could say. And let's get you back on the field because we need you, brother. All right, guys, I'm excited to roll out a little bit. We talked about this during the show beforehand. A new somewhat of a segment we're going to call, and we're calling it Pepper. So let's bring the Red Riders in behind the scenes here. If any of you guys ever played baseball, Pepper is a very common practice, technique, right? Where you all stand in a line. Your coach whacks the ball with the ball. You're grounding an infielder. You throw it back, and he hits it back, right? So it's basically a fielding drill. But our coach that we all played baseball with was notorious for getting very close and hitting it very hard. So I'm going to be peppering Slim and Bones with questions on topics the same way that we were peppered with ground balls back in the day. Did I describe that well?
All for a buck. So,
oh yeah.
The literal thing for pepper was it's supposed to be like us players when they throw the ball. It's for hand-eye coordination to where you're swinging a bat and get. But Happy just did it for our fielding purposes and smacking it as hard as he could, all for us to win $1.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's the other thing was win $1, which was big back then, right? You wanted to win that $1. Yeah. Absolutely. Back in 2003, 2004.
$1 went a lot of ways at Memphis Market.
It did.
The right people.
All right, so we kind of beat the first topic to death here with Nick Castellanos. So one of the first topics I want to say, Nick Castellanos' new role. So I'll take it in a little bit of a different direction. I'll start with you on this one, Slim.
Yes, sir.
Do you think he has a chance to win back his starting right fielder role for the playoffs?
He definitely has a chance to win back this because it's all about production. Topper has no favorites at this point. The way I'm looking at it is buy low. He's an excellent 2-out pitch hitter in situations. Buy high. He gets on a hot streak, and all of a sudden he can bat fifth for you again.
Right.
We've seen Brandon Marsh do it. We can definitely see Nick Castellanos do it.
Love
That's
it.
wrong. That's my 2 points.
Yeah, I think anybody in this situation can certainly win back their position. It's all about production. And Nick Castellanos hasn't produced since July 4th. Them numbers, he's batting below like 150. So that's why he's in that platoon role. And if he wants to win it back, he starts hitting the ball. Simple as that.
100%. And honestly, from a manager standpoint, I think a lot of times we forget that, Topper, although he's been in baseball his whole life, he's still only in his, third year as a full-time manager. So I think this is, for him, this is going to be a great kind of experience, right? So in the future, if he's got a big ego veteran player where they're not producing, he'll be able to make it more meritocracy, to use Slim's term, earlier than maybe he did with Castellanos in this scenario. So I'm kind of pointing to that. Maybe this is a good kind of coaching moment for the coach.
Before we go, I also think it's like he's kind of feeling the pressure of this is it for this team. Like if they don't win now, it's either they're going or he's going. And in most case scenarios, it's the manager going. Maybe some players, Castellanos probably the odd man out, looking that way with Bob Nightingale's report today. But we never know with that dude. But if they don't win now, who are they going to go to? Like the players are there. Is it Rob Thompson or is it going to be Dombrowski? You know what I mean? It's like that sort of thing. He's feeling the pressure of I'm starting to I'm the player's manager, but I gotta kind of play for myself and the team here.
Right. No, 100%. Maybe we should just quickly touch on the Bob Nightingale report. So the big takeaways were basically, and correct me where I'm wrong, boys, fill in the gaps. Bob's basically saying that Nick Castellanos is probably gone in the offseason, and the Phillies are going to be looking for a partner to pay down some of his salary. That's the main takeaway, right?
Player to be named later, coming back probably.
Yeah. All right, so second point here, and this is to me, I think, honestly, if Trea Turner didn't go down today, I think this is the juiciest topic as far as the Phillies' future. Aaron Nola and the rotation concerns. I'll start with you again on this one, Slim. Where are you at, brother? Because the tide has changed a lot over the past 30 days.
You know what? I'm going to dive into his advanced metrics of the last one. But before, I thought his stuff was trending high again. So with that said, he's still my game 2 starter. Okay? I would start because you're not going to start this dude on the road. You can't. He's built in as he has a role in our team. So he's going to get a start. I start him game 2. I then follow up with Suarez and Lazaro for the game 4. And then the 2 swing guys are Walker and Buehler. So if Nola stinks, you bring in Walker. That's how I look at it right now. So that's how and I do not care what Nola does from here till then.
You're flipping on what you did last week then.
How so?
So I thought last week you said that, and by the way, you can change your opinion in a week. I'm just saying, Are you basically saying that now, regardless of what Nola does, you're going to put him as the game 2 starter in the playoffs? I don't agree with you on that. By the way, I said if the playoffs started tomorrow,
I don't think it's going to stay as bad. I really don't think it's going to stay. I don't think it's as bad as it looks. That's really the truth of the matter. Okay. I don't believe what I'm saying. Okay,
that's fair.
I don't believe what I'm saying.
All right, because the reality is, look, Aaron Nola right now has a little bit under a 7 ERA, right? He's letting up homers galore. Zach Wheeler's gone. Taijuan Walker's trending in the wrong direction. His ERA is now over 4. He's not giving you what he was giving you before, right?
Walker was mostly – so Walker today, it was a singler, and then like a homer, right?
Yeah.
So that was 3 runs, almost in 3 at-bats is where they got 3 guys came up. They got 3 runs. He settled down. Granted, not good enough, right? You can't let up 3 runs in the first inning. But with that being said, this dude, man, he's not the best talent, but he has courage.
He is a very courageous guy on the mound. I think that's no. I'm basically saying that the trend of Walker is not going up, right? Is going down. That's all I'm saying. And then lastly, Walker Buehler, who a lot of people on the internet are making him seem like he's our white knight, and that guy has like a 6 ERA and has looked really rough this year. But obviously his first minor league was not that bad. With Bones, where are you at on this?
So it's bad that like Taijuan Walker, that's been like his last like 3 to 4 starts where he's given up these early runs.
Correct.
And it's like single homer, and then he like goes into what he should be doing. I'm looking at to where the Phillies are going to be pitching 3 lefties in the playoffs. Sanchez, Luzardo, Suarez are the 3 guys, and they're kind of basically hoping not to get to that 4th starter, and that's why they picked up Walker Buehler, because they have no trust in Aaron Nola at all. Before he even got hurt, his ERA was the worst in baseball. The only people that had a worse ERA were the 3 pitchers out in Colorado before he got hurt. And then he comes back, couple starts, and he's still ERA just south of 7. So there's really they're basically hoping Walker Buehler can figure it out, and I think that's why they pushed him back again instead of starting Wednesday. Right. Figure it out down in the minors, and then hopefully get comfortable, and he might be that 4th guy out if they need him in the NLDS.
So you think they're going to end up shelving Nola?
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to pitch out of the bullpen. He's just not that type of pitcher. He can't pitch out of the stretch when he's a starter. How's he going to do it coming out of the bullpen?
I don't think you can move him to the bullpen. I've been saying that all
year.
No,
he's going to be left off the roster.
That's what I'm saying.
He might be on the roster, but they won't pitch him like Taijuan Walker has been the last couple of years.
But let's be clear about something. You think he's going to make more starts this year, right?
That was one of the mistakes.
Who, Noah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to make more starts, but it's not going to be. It's not going to help him any.
What if he looks good? What if he looks good?
I don't agree with that at all.
He's not going to look good. He's just bad.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
He's going to look good next start. I guarantee he's going to look good. He's starting tomorrow night. He's starting tomorrow night versus that Mets stud, who they're saying is going to be going game 1 for McLean. And watch him. I mean, we'll get to it later, but we'll see what happens.
I love it. So this is the thing I've been seeing all on the internet. A lot of people that get paid to talk about baseball and sports were saying that Nola shouldn't pitch another game this year. I'm looking around, who's going to pitch?
Right.
Who's going to
pitch in the playoffs?
Yes.
And here's the other thing, I'm not the excuse guy, but I want to take us way back. How many starts does Nola have? How many were in the middle of winter? How many were with Marchand? Right? How many were in optimal conditions? We just talked about Castellanos not performing for 2 years because he wasn't put in optimal conditions. We put him in there today. He hits a triple. We put him in there a position where his pitch hits 2 outs. He can use his power and swing away. Nola's the same thing. You got to put these guys in the best spot to perform, and he hasn't been able to exactly get there due to him not having this stuff and not being good. But also, you got to get a rhythm. You got to get a rhythm.
But here's the other thing. If Buehler comes in here and stinks,
he's going to stink.
Nola continues to stink. I hate to break it to you. Nola's going to get the benefit of the doubt more than Buehler is here, in my opinion.
We already had Corky Romano. We can't have Buehler.
Yeah.
I would go with Taijuan Walker over them. I think Nola's done.
I agree with that. Well, you think Nola's just he needs like
he's cooked for this year. He might be cooked forever.
That's fair.
Because we use the same excuse, like I use it with Marchand being the catcher, and then he hasn't had him. That was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
This is New Year, same Nola, and this was kind of trending last year, and he got lucky in the playoffs.
Yeah. So JR in the chat saying that could we do a Nola opener with doing basically 3 innings, and then Buehler doing 3 innings as a combined.
Right. Yes,
that's interesting. I think you can get creative. You can get creative like that.
I think it can also be Walker. It doesn't got to be Buehler.
It's so funny when you're saying Walker and Buehler talking about two different people.
Right.
Yeah, so confusing.
I just found out that his name's Walker Bueller, not Wilson Bueller. So it's news to me, brother.
That's hilarious. And listen, that's a big difference, right? For a guy like Taiwan and Nola, where they don't have as much velo as they used to have. When they go out there knowing they're only going to throw 2 or 3 innings, they can. That's a big difference for their velo and mental preparation, all that. So we'll see.
Chad, what were the advanced metrics that Slim was seeing? The one guy does a great job. I can't pronounce his name. It ends with a C. He's on Twitter, Joseph something. He had great stuff breaking down that Nola was trending high, stuff-wise, velocity-wise, curveball, whatever-wise,
Right.
movement-wise. And then he gets rocked again, man.
And that's why analytics suck.
So
Well, something gives, Bones.
and
They
John
don't.
G in the chat, you said Nola is
want-
the 4th starter. I hear you there, John.
Bones, my issue with you is like whatever's happening, that you don't like. There's no forward predictions or forward thinking. It's just like if he stinks today, they stink. If he's good today, they're good, and it doesn't matter what happened previously or what happened afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not for some kid from Harvard predicting these numbers that aren't there. Like he sucks right now. There's no forward predicting. I don't care what his velocity is. His fastball is right over the middle of the plate. His curveball is right over the middle of the plate, and they send it to left and right field. That's what I see. I don't care what the numbers or any analytics say. That's what happens with Aaron Nola.
What's going to happen?
He sucks.
Well, he's in a great spot he's on the road tomorrow. No, he's actually at home tomorrow, and watch him perform well versus the Mets. Watch him.
So real quick, and then we'll move on to our third topic. It's a little bit more on the light side. This is what I think's going on
This
with
ain't
Nola.
light.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the
right.
opposite of light.
The opposite of light. This is what I think's going on with Aaron Nola. And Jose Perez, I see you in the chat. Welcome, brother. Historically, Nola always had a little bit of that issue between the ears, right? Where he'd have those meltdown innings. We saw it forever. But now what's happening, he's not the same pitcher that he was before, right? So when you combine that mental issues, right? The Wheeler doesn't have that. Wheeler's a stone cold killer, laser focused. Nola always had that thing where he could lose a little bit of focus. And now he's not the pitcher that he was before. So it's a perfect storm. Let's move on to, guys, the biggest topic in the country, right? As far as the sports topics.
For sure. It's crossed the Rubicon.
Cross the Rubicon. Phillies Karen. So if you missed it, which I know you didn't, there was a home run ball hit out in the Marlins Park. And JR, actually, shout out to you. You were down at one of those games. And a woman who dropped the ball, I'll call it, right? Missed the ball. Ball was bouncing on the ground. A gentleman ran over, grabbed the ball, gave it to his kid. That woman ran over at the guy, chewed his ear out, and eventually got the ball and took it from his kid. Bones, let's start with you. Where are you at on Phillies Karen? Let's be polite here.
We had this discussion earlier in the year
Yeah.
about what's the fair or foul with balls, hit homer or foul ball, and I said there is no foul territory. It's either you're for yourself or nobody at all. Go for it. I don't care who's going for it. I don't care if it's a kid. I don't care if it's a Karen or whatever. I'm going for that ball.
Correct.
It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The last time I had a ball hit to me, I missed it. Somebody grabbed it, and life moves on. She's in the total wrong. I had the imprint, as I said, on my palm for 4 innings from Manny Ramirez. And all I have to do is hear you guys bust my balls that I missed a foul ball.
Right.
And sucks for her, but she's completely in the wrong. She had no business going over to that guy, especially with his kid standing right next to him. That's
Correct.
She was only doing it for herself. It's not like there was another kid there for her. She was complaining for herself that, oh, yeah, that was my ball. Because I'm a girl, that's my ball. No, it's not. That's not your ball. You missed it. Your husband or whoever's missed it. That's that guy's ball. Sucks that nobody else was in Marlins Park. He was able to go over 30 seats to get a ball that was rolling on the ground because you couldn't grab it.
Right.
Should have played T-ball more or something. I don't know.
Slim.
Going to a baseball game when I was a child, you had to be ready, right? I told the story of my father it reminded me of my dad getting me my first ball. It
Right.
smoked the kid, whatever. They've taken that away, and there's a lot of clueless fans who show up with zero awareness. This lady had her cell phone on her, right? And just completely unprepared. What I can't stand, though, is that she just runs up into this guy's personal space, right? You had to see the guy, like,
He touched him too.
touched him, everything. And just imagine, and I know, just imagine working with this woman. I guarantee you she is an administrator in a school, or she's working in HR somewhere. You can tell the type. You can tell. And what I can't stand is, what this reminds me of? It reminds me just like the Coldplay concert. Okay? And I don't think anyone should lose their jobs, but America has to take a memo on etiquette at this point, because it's happening over and over again. We're seeing these people who think they're above just common manners.
Right.
Right? And it has to end.
It has to end. So I agree with everything you guys just said for the most part. And I think the distinction, I talked about this online on Twitter. Listen, Twitter will check you. Twitter will humble you. And I'm just going to say Twitter as in the internet, right? Because when she did this at the time, in the back of her mind, she did not know she was going to be an internet, viral sensation. So in the future, you bet your ass she's not going to do this again, right? So from that standpoint, it checks you, it humbles you. At the same time, she didn't do anything insanely illegal or whatever, or she didn't punch the guy, anything where I'm like, all right, she should lose her job, right? She was out of pocket. She acted like a immature, but I don't think she should be doxxed. She shouldn't be losing her job. She shouldn't be getting blasted the way she is. It's funny. We all laughed at the memes, but that's where the Twitter takes it too far. You guys agree with that?
Some of the memes and stuff can get super, super mean, right?
Yeah.
And mean-spirited. So I'm with you there 100%. But she was power tripping to an nth degree that guy had great wisdom to not, his first reaction, first off, he's hugging his kid, right? He's in a very primal state, like hugging his son, having a moment. And then he's shook and he's like, what is, I don't know. It's just the whole thing doesn't sit right with me at all, really.
No, because I think Bones hit the $1 million point, and I'll kick it over to you, Bones, because when I told my wife about this story, she was like, oh, well, was she trying to give it to her kid that was there? And that's the funny thing. She never said that because there was audio leaked, right, where she was saying, that was my ball. You got to took it out of my hand, which he did not take it out of her hand.
Yeah.
So she was wrong.
And she went after other people. She started yelling at other people who were filming her and stuff.
Flipping the bird.
And it's like, that's literally how the Karen meme was created about almost 10 years ago at this point, it seems like.
Yeah.
One other point, though, is you do see the ripple effect of everybody getting out super duper ahead of, hey, let's be safe here. It's baseball, family friendly. Don't dox her. So that was good. That message got out there. But now, whatever. It's over with, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been fired, she shouldn't be fired from her job or whatever from her job. But everything she got on the internet, she absolutely deserved. And my thing is, and I think most people, if I was that dude, I'm either doing two things. I'm either telling her to go F herself, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they got a lot of things after the fact. Camping World's giving them an RV and taking them to the World Series. They got a bunch of stuff from Harrison Bader and the Phillies. They got stuff from the Marlins. But I'm telling her to go F herself, or I'm throwing that ball back into the outfield, and none of us are getting it.
Right.
Just to piss her off even more.
Yeah.
And that was my first reaction.
That's what I hope I would have done, would just chuck the ball back. I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have started screaming.
Back to what Bones is saying, and then we'll move on here. We got a couple big chat updates, actually. So I agree with you, Bones. I think foul ball, home run ball, it's pure jail yard rules. You don't try to hurt anyone intentionally. If there's a child there, you're cognizant of that. You do your best. But it's jail yard rules, right? It's whoever gets the ball. You don't punch anybody, but you get what I mean by that. It's first come, first serve. So 2 big updates, then we'll move on to around the corner. JR in the chat. Aiden Miller was just promoted to AAA.
Okay.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal for the timing of this, right? So we got to dig into that a little bit more, but I guess that just happened live when we were on the air here. So Aiden Miller,
that's a couple things. That's they want to see how he performs at a certain position, and the reason being is they think Trea Turner is going to be out longer than we're expecting.
That would be juicy, man. That would be really juicy. Can you imagine how exciting that would be to see him in Phillies pinstripes?
What would be the move though to put him at set? Because again,
I think second. Yeah, I mean that's what I would do. Second.
Yeah, and you could still platoon Stott and Sosa. That's
Bingo.
true.
Bingo. John G asked us how long. Speaking of Turner, how long is Turner going to be out? John, it hasn't been announced yet. We're going to know more tomorrow. He's getting an MRI. Previously, he was out like 6 weeks for this, so hopefully it's not that. Bones, floor is yours.
All right. Around the corner, sponsored by always the Fresh Works. The Fresh Works going to be sponsoring our tailgate this Saturday or this Thursday, along with Love City Brewing.
Yep.
Joey O and crew. Keeping it short this week, and Chris will probably touch on this with his bets. The Dodgers lost 5 of 6 going into this today. Big moves in the National League standings, where the Phillies and the Brewers are kind of separating themselves from everybody else in the pack. They're the 1 and 2 seeds. I don't think that's going to change where the Phillies jump the Brewers, but this is a pretty big move with the way the Dodgers have been playing. I really don't think the Dodgers are that good. I mean, Phillies got 3 more games left of them out on the West Coast. They're pretty top heavy. After that, they're like a regular old team. Their pitching's not as good as everybody says it is.
Because before the season, everyone's like, oh, guaranteed they're going to go to the World Series. They got every player in the offseason.
All about injuries.
Remember that, guys. That's not how baseball works. Keep going,
and that's what it is. They're pitching all about injuries. Chris was talking about all these guys they had in their rotation, going to this 6-man rotation. All these guys, every one of them are hurt. Dustin May's on the Red Sox. Tyler Glasnow hasn't been healthy. Blake Snell hasn't been healthy.
Yep.
All these guys. And Shohei Ohtani still hasn't pitched like a real good game to where they're able to insert him into the rotation. So all of a sudden, this team that's been indestructible from paper is now destructible. That's right. Keeping it simple this week for around the corner. Just keep an eye on that when the Phillies play them in the coming days.
Love it. Yeah, and shout out to the Fresh Works. They will be providing us our food for the tailgate coming up, like Bone just said. We are very excited. That our final tailgate of the year. So, and where will we be, boys? Where will we be?
Jetro, baby.
Jetro.
Back of it.
We're going to right or wrong. We're going to find out on 9/11. And JR, you said in the chat, we're going to plant our flag in Jetro. We're going to find out, is it the Jetro curse or is it the Whitey curse? We're going to find that out on Thursday. Because if we lose, it's Whitey. It's officially Whitey.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, boys. Let's go on to, speaking of the Mets, let's do a quick little preview of that series. We're not going to get too crazy because we're gonna preview it here. So we talked about this, previously. Mets 4-game series coming up at the bank. Huge series, right? The Phils are up 7 in the division. So God forbid if we have the same scenario. I don't even want to say this, but I gotta, right? We're not superstitious on the red corner. If the Phillies get swept, the division gets interesting again, right? But boys, if we win this series, is the division done? Slim.
Oh, absolutely. I think the division is really done now. I really do. I'm not worried about the Mets whatsoever. If I had to pick today, You guys were just hating on the Dodgers. I wouldn't mind playing the Mets in the first round. I would not mind playing these guys in the first round. So I think we split this series, and I'm not even if we lose three, if we get swept, okay,
Right.
that's alarming.
Damn. So you're saying if we get swept, it's okay?
I said no, that would be okay. That's alarming,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
Right. But if we win only one game, I'm still chilling.
Okay.
I'm not too comfortable saying I like to play the Mets in the first round.
Same.
They had our number for 2 years now, and up there, but it's the Phillies got to if they win 10 games, the Mets got to go 17-4 or something like that the rest of the way for them to catch us. But yeah, the most feared team is the Mets. I do not want to play the Mets. I don't know what it is. Phillies are scared of them. Their pitchers are scared of them. Their hitters. I think it's the lefties. I think this series is going to be key. They got Manaea. They got the rookie going. He's a righty, but we'll see how they hit him. But
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it is
Phillies might get swept here, but they'll still win the division.
right. That's true. With that being the way everyone was in arms after we got beat up last time we faced them, and we bounced back strong. Okay, now what is the magic number? I think it's around 16 or 17 right now. So the Phillies know that these are the money pot. These are the pot games. These are worth two. They're going to be up for it. They know they're home. The bank is absolutely electric. We're absolutely better at home. Nola's going to be absolutely better tomorrow. And then we have Nola. What's the rest of the rotation? I know.
I'll do that right now for you.
Go ahead.
I got you. Game one. Thank you for that segue. Game one, Nola versus McLean, the righty that lit us up the rookie righty that lit us up. Game two, Suarez versus Manaea. Game three, Sanchez versus Clay Holmes, righty. And game four, which we'll be at, is Luzardo versus Peterson, lefty. So two lefties, two righties.
Right. So I really think we have a great shot to win 3 of these games. I think tomorrow's going to be a great matchup. I'm hoping to see Nola bounce back a little bit. And then Suarez and Sanchez, I love those guys at home. I love those dudes at home. And then Luzardo was your field of love last week, Bones. He's right back at it.
Yeah, he's been at it for 4 starts. I said basically he was my field of love because he got squeezed against the Mets.
Oh, right.
He did. So I have something to add on, but I want to touch it because JR actually just stole my thunder here. So McLean tomorrow, again, that was the rookie who lit us up last time. So he's at the bank. There's going to be a sellout, 40,000 plus people. He hasn't pitched in that environment yet. Also, he has not faced an MLB team twice yet. So now our players have all their scouting reports. They've seen him once to see the ball come out of his hand. Let's see what it looks like tomorrow night, to Slim's point. I like our chances tomorrow for sure. But this is what I want to say. Guys, we were lucky, right? Because we got swept by the Mets. The vibes were at an all-time low. That really hurt. We bounced back with that big-time Brewers series win, right? We beat the Brewers, number 1 team in baseball. That really juiced us up. I really don't think – I don't want to lose this series. I feel soft saying this. I'm okay with the split. If we get swept here, it's a horrible look to the fan base. Horrible.
Yeah, especially at home. It won't happen. It ain't happening.
It's almost impossible.
No, it definitely is. But yeah, and also during these last couple, Phillies have not fared well in the playoffs at home. They lost 2 to the Diamondbacks. And then they lost to the Mets last year.
Right, and the big issue in those losses for me was always the hitting. A lot of the approach. I know Turner was a crucial point in that. We've seen him go ice cold in those moments, right? And then Castellanos. It seems I know we got the Turner problem, but it seems like we kind of figured out that swing rate issue a little bit that killed us prior years.
Yeah, but it was the same issue. Just 2 weeks ago was the hitting. There was a game where I think it was like a game where they took 2 games, they took the lead, but after that like the Sanchez issue with the falling off the mound, and then it just turned into whatever. But after that, they weren't really swinging the bats at all during that series.
Right.
All right. It's spinach time for Bryce Harper then. Let's go.
I agree with that. All right, so before we transition to everybody's favorite segment, Slim-Pick-Ems,
Yes,
we got
sir.
John G in the chat saying a split is most likely happening. I agree with you. And then JR in the chat noted Aiden Miller's stats since August. I mean, he's slashing 356, 480, and 644. I mean, he's been ridiculous. He was player of the month for his down in Double-A in August. So, yeah, I mean, he's been ridiculous. He deserves that call-up. Guys, if you are still here in the chat, please hit that subscribe button and jump over to our other socials, Twitter, Instagram. We are everywhere. Slim, floor is yours, baby.
Welcome back, Slim and Partners. And we are reaching that 500 mark because today we have huge smiles thanks to Warminster Dental and D-Town, or Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They are smiles ahead of the competition, just like Slim and Partners and the S&P 500 are miles ahead of the competition. And if you've been following along, you know it's been a struggle this entire month to cross that 100-unit mark. But we finally did it today. We're sitting at 102, which isn't the season high. The season high is 103. So we're going to pass that this week. We should end the year hopefully around 150. That's the next mark we're looking for. We went 2-1 today for plus 9.2 units. For the year, we're at 203 wins with 220 losses for 102.64 units. Now, let me tell you something. You can't win unless you experience the losses. And again, based on the opportunities, we do not gamble. We manipulate market inefficiencies. And, and with that being said, rule number 4, I went over the first 3 rules last week. Rule number 4 is discipline. Where the market is inefficient, we are consistent, right? And to Bones' point, the Dodgers lost 5 in a row. You know what we did? We lost. We cut it off after 3. We had to ride 2 more, and then today they came through. Same thing with the Red Sox. All right, they came through. If we're picking 6, 7 games, we need about 5 to come through, and we can lose the other series. All right, let's get to tomorrow's picks. We got a lot going on, and I hate to say it, but right off the bat, I'm going to say it. We do got these are all 1 unit. These are all minus 1.5. Mets plus 141. We got the Cubs plus 118. Brewers plus 138. D-backs plus 232. We got the Red Sox minus 101. We had the Nationals with no line and the Reds with no line since they're playing a little bit later. Now, secondly, again, I'm shouting out Warminster Dental and D-Town Dental because these plays are coming in. We got some futures that are getting hot. After the Mets get swept, Slim is already positioned with 3 heavy dogs who are about to sneak into the playoffs. And if you haven't been paying attention, the Padres are fading too. Not just the Mets, but the Padres are fading too. These other teams just got to start winning. And this is what we got. We have 5 units on the Reds. And if they get to the playoffs, we're going to hedge against 250 units. We got 5 units on the Giants. That's going to bring back 300 units that we can hedge against. And we got 5 units on the Cardinals that will bring back 750 units that we can hedge against. So we need the Padres and Mets to get out, and we need one of these 2 teams to get in, and then I'll explain the rest later. All right? I'll explain the rest later. I'll see you tomorrow.
Love it. Slim, thank you. I'm very excited to hear about that 100-unit mark. I mean, you've been hearing people talk smack all year, and like you said, it's a process.
It's a grind, man. It's a grind. At this point, you're more excited to be near the end of the finish line, right? You're more excited to be at just like the S&P. We're going to check in 30 years, and then Slim's retiring.
And JR in the chat saying Slim, hot and fresh as a new set of dentures from Warminster Dental. Amen. John G in the chat, congratulations. You won a red corner hat. John, do us a favor.
Great.
Come either follow us on Instagram or Twitter, one or the other. Red Corner Phillies. We're easy to find. Slide in our DMs, then we can figure out where to ship your stuff. So congratulations, John. We actually just sent out a shipment, and JR, you're actually going to be getting one of these soon. So congratulations, John. So guys, let's close it down here in the the only way we know how to on the Red Corner. with On This Day in Phillies History. Bones, what do you got for us, brother?
So this one's near and dear to my heart. On this day in Phillies history, my favorite player, Scott Rowland, got hit in the arm by Steve Traxel, broke his bone in his arm, right? Which shorted him one game, one at bat of being eligible for Rookie of the Year, right? So out for the year. Next year, Scott Rowland goes on to win Rookie of the Year for the Phillies. That's all I got for this day in Phillies history.
Gotcha. He's the OG. Well, not entirely like Ben Simmons, but a little Ben Simmons-ish.
So, to your point, maybe he wouldn't have won Rookie of the Year that year, right?
He wasn't eligible for Rookie of the Year.
Because he got hit.
Because he got hit. If he had one more at bat, he would have been eligible for Rookie of the Year.
Would he have been back-to-back Rookie of the Years is the question.
Yes. You can't be
back-to-back. It's impossible to be back-to-back Rookie of the Year.
You did miss the point. You did miss the point, though. The point is, if he got hit with that, and he didn't get hit, and he had that at bat.
Most likely no, because he wouldn't have had enough time in the majors.
Okay. So he did him a favor potentially.
Yes.
Then. Okay.
Yes. Big favor. Big
there
favor.
You go. That's what I was trying to get.
Got a whole year worth of Rookie of the Year stats.
When Bones talks about his guys, he's slick and ignorant.
No, because he came up late.
Right. Is that the solo one?
That's it. It was a slow day in Phillies history.
All right, guys.
A couple of minor league call-ups if you want to see them.
I am very excited, and we still have one other quick announcement. So you saw all week on our socials, we gave ice cream updates. So I'm very excited. We're going to come in hot. We're going to come in very hot for our final tailgate on 9/11. We're going to have our Love City Lagers. We're going to go hard on this one. I'm pumped for this. And Slim and Bones, give me your percentage chance. Are you guys bringing home the ice cream challenge? Are you confident?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Bones?
Yeah, I'm carrying Chris to the finish line for this one.
No, I think Slim's going to come in. He's going to get it right away.
Yeah, I'm going straight. I'm going straight to the ice cream line.
All right, guys.
Time's open. Let's go early.
I'm down. Actually, we have extra time because every other game this week starts at 6:45. We got a 7:15. First responders appreciation night.
Oh, very nice.
We got to be there early anyway. It's 9/11. We got to be out there for the national anthem.
Oh yeah.
We usually don't get there for that.
No,
we're usually in the concourse or something like that.
We'll have some ice creams and then we'll be in our seats for the national anthem. Totally.
Good call on that. All right, guys. We will see you all week as always. But if you're down at the Phillies game on 9/11 this Thursday, stop over to Jetro. Come hang out. And if you are still here, hit that subscribe button. Go Phils, and we will see you soon.